Thank you so much to every person that has followed and liked this page. Thank you for trusting us with your ears. Thank you for trusting us with your time. Thank you for trusting us to be able to minister and inspire you and encourage you and be a blessing to you through worship. We do not take it for granted, and we hope that the upcoming single is going to minister healing, deliverance, and provoke you to a place of pursuit. The song was birthed in such a beautiful way. It was, I can safely say, organically birthed from a time when a few of my friends and I felt a leading to pursue God on a deeper level sometime in 2019. And so we made a commitment that every Saturday we would all gather and we would just seek the presence of God, and we would just press in until we felt that God had ministered to us and that He had ministered to the people that we were going to be ministering to. So we started doing these Saturday spontaneous worship live recordings, and many of you might have been a part of those. They were very powerful, very authentic times in the presence of God where we were just pressing in. All we wanted was God. And I remember specifically in my own personal journey, it was a season where a lot of transitions were taking place, and God was really, really working on my inner man, working on a lot of different facets of my life. It was a very trying season in my own personal journey. And so I needed a lot of God just to even cope with life. And so a lot of people could have felt that I was really ministering to them. But what many people didn't know was that God was also using that very same well to minister to me. So one particular day, we were just on that Saturday spontaneous worship session, and we were singing normal cover songs. And as we were singing normal cover songs, we entered into the space of travail where we were just pressing in. And we were just pressing in. And as we pressed in, we would keep quiet when we sensed the Spirit of God wanting us to keep quiet. And we would just spontaneously sing new songs unto the Lord. And it was in that special moment when this particular song was birthed. You know, when this song was actually written, it carried a certain character about it. But when the song was filmed, when the video was filmed, it even took up more character. It took up more personality, and it even took up new and deeper meaning. So I remember when I was writing this song, I thought to myself, this is such a song for pursuit. It is a song for pressing into the presence of God. It is a song which people are going to use to get deeper into God's presence. But when we did the video, I realized that it was also a song of deliverance, and it was a song of healing. So what you're going to find out as you're watching the video of the song is that it is specifically speaking to a group of people who a lot of people in the world might not necessarily be able to penetrate through their pain. They look sorted, they look as though they have it all together. But how many of us know that nobody really ever has it all together? That we're all fighting some type of battle. And I believe that this song is really ministering to a specific people, and specifically in these times when the world is just turned upside down, and people that seemed to look as though they had it all together are going through very deep and very private pains where they might not be able to hold up the lifestyle or the blessing that everybody thought they had received from God. So the song is for every single person that suffers in silence. The song is for people that have built, but that always have a sense of fear that what they have built up is going to one day crumble, or that it is one day going to disappear. People that are living with so many insecurities, but they look good on the outside. I'm not a stranger to this feeling, and I remember specifically working my first real proper job, and I had been through so much struggle, and I had spent so many years trying to just put my life together, that when I got that job, I remember for a very long time not being able to sleep in peace, because I would always fear that what if all of this would be taken away from me again. And so I understand that feeling of anxiety, the feeling of deep fear, the feeling of what if all this has been given to me so that it can be taken away again. Scripture describes the story of Job, who had it all together, and he had the children, he had the wealth, he had the wife, he had basically built a life around him that was so admirable to people around him. And a certain point in time came in his life where he was tested, and all that he had was taken away from him. And I think that a lot of people, without even knowing it, always believe that something like that can happen to them as well. I want people to feel deliverance. I want people to feel revival. I want people to feel healing. I want this song to be a powerful tool that is going to allow a lot of people that have mental health issues and anxiety issues, and that are going through certain seasons in their journey that are painful. I want this song to be a song of ministration. I want this song to be a song that encourages them and lets them know that more of God can change any situation. It doesn't matter how difficult it looks. You know, the creative process for this journey was very exciting for me, because I got to tap into some of the artists and people that really inspire me in my own personal music journey. I looked at a lot of Janet Manyowa's videos. I deeply respect and admire her, and I love her so much. She is a Zimbabwean gospel artist. I was also looking at Sinach. I mean, Sinach is a mother in Zion. She is such a powerhouse, and she is such a powerful minister in our times, and I deeply respect her craft, deeply admire her work, deeply admire her ability to write songs of the Spirit. And I was also looking creatively at Ada Ehimoses' work. She's so youthful, she is exciting, and even the colors and just the artistic composition of her songs is so exciting. And I can safely say that I cannot measure up to any of those people that I've just mentioned right now. They are just powerful entities on their own. But I was definitely looking to them for inspiration and encouragement, and just allowing myself to come out of myself, because I'm very reserved. I'm deeply reserved. I think I have an old soul, so I can be extremely reserved, but these people allowed me an opportunity to tap out of myself for a few minutes and to step into another world, especially as I was doing the storytelling in the video. You will also notice that I tried to push the boundaries a little bit with the hair, something that I would absolutely never wear in real life. But the hair, especially the braiding in the video, is something that was very out of my comfort zone. And I got the inspiration from Nandi M from Instagram. Yes, I thought that was a very exciting hairdo, and I wanted to come out of myself for a little bit. You know, I really think that creating a team around yourself is something that you really have to be led by God. So I'm deeply grateful that the music producer was somebody that was with us from day one. The music producer is our keyboard player, who was with us during the 2019 spontaneous worship sessions that we were having. So this was not somebody that was just coming in to do a job. This was someone that we really knew loved the presence of God. And in moments where they were not paid to do it, they were there because they truly just wanted to press into God. And I loved the fact that this melody came while we were together. We understood the environment in which this melody had been created, and the song and the lyrics had come from. And so we were able to recreate that environment, that powerful environment and atmosphere that I'm hoping is going to minister healing to a lot of people that are going to be watching this video. So it was definitely someone that I trusted, and his name is Dumi Fortunes from Pro D Music, Kingdom Records. Such a powerful worshiper, just somebody that is just deeply sold out to God. The story with my videographer, who happens to be our video director, is so powerful because, as I said, one of the inspirational people that we were looking at while we were envisioning what we wanted to come from this video was Janet Manoa. And I remember just envisioning this particular vision that ended up not even being the vision that we used, but just thinking to myself, I really need someone that can recreate this. It turns out that when we finally felt led to approach this videographer, he actually worked on that exact same artist's song. So he had actually done the filming for that song. So the odds, the miraculous, just absolutely miraculous odds that you would desire or to get inspiration from somebody's videos, and the odds that you would approach somebody and that person would tell you that they had actually filmed that video that you're talking about, is deeply, deeply absurd. It's out of this world. It is so of God. And I think for me it was something that definitely warmed my heart, because it felt like God was leading us. He definitely was leading us on this project. So we really toyed around different places to use for the video. Now, mind you, this is my very first ever single, and this is my very first ever recorded musical project of any sort. So I didn't have a lot of experience, but what I knew was what I wanted the feeling of the atmosphere to look like. And so we always had a desire to have a space that had white walls that would almost create this ambiance that you were in a space of intimacy with God. We then decided that we were going to go on Airbnb and look for something that would work with our vision. And so we actually found our place on Airbnb. And I think we're just living in such powerful and incredible times. Kudos to Airbnb, and deeply grateful for Liz, who was the owner of the space that we used. She was very kind to us, allowed us to use the space for this particular project, and she definitely went out of her way with Fundi to make us feel at home, and to definitely just make sure that we had a space that we loved using. So the inspiration around the dressing of the video was really we wanted to work with greens and olives and whites, and I think for me it was just this love. I really have a love and just this relationship with plants. I love plants, and I love to be surrounded by something that almost imitates nature, because I feel very spiritually inspired when I'm just around nature, and just God's creation in general. And so we went into H&M, and we were looking for something that was definitely within our budget, and something that could really allow me to be free while I ministered and while I was filming the video. And we didn't want anything that was going to be just too tight or provoking in any sense, because we wanted this video to be something that any person from any denomination could truly relate to and just, lean into and watch without any reservation. So we went for a loose fitting dress. I absolutely love the dress. Up until today, I think I'm going to be wearing it quite a lot. I would want to. We really tried to work around those olives, even with the cushions. We tried to work around the olives with the jersey type of top that I was using on one of the scenes as well. So if at any point in time we were looking for inspiration in terms of the dressing, we honestly couldn't find anything that we saw on the videos that we were looking at. So at the end of the day, I ended up just, tapping into myself and saying, what is true to you and what will make you happy 10 years from now? Something that you won't be uncomfortable with. And we went for the attires that you're going to be seeing in the music videos. I do have to say that the choosing of the dresses and just the choosing of the attire was one of my exciting moments in this project, because naturally I'm quite passionate about fashion. I like trying on new things, and I'm really hoping in my next project to work with some daring young designers, who are willing to push the limits, who are willing to be creative, to be a bit daring, and who don't have any folds, and who can really create these pieces that can really just stand out in videos. So if you know somebody, get in touch with me. Definitely get in touch with me. I love this question because the answer that I always give for this question is an answer that I borrowed from one of my inspirations. As I said, I absolutely love Ada Ehi Moses' work, and she says, why not gospel? Gospel is good news, and who does not want to hear good news? Who does not want to hear the good news of Jesus Christ? Good news about their job, good news about their health, good news about the fact that their anxieties don't have a hold on them, good news about the fact that their minds are preserved and covered by the blood of Jesus. Who does not want to hear good news? So for me, gospel was not it was a no-brainer, and I think that just a beautiful power in knowing that you carry a genre of music that ministers and provokes and releases life into people is so powerful on its own. I'm hoping that as people watch this video that they can truly know that an encounter with God can change so much of your current situation, and that if you are yearning for anything, yearn for the presence of God, who has all the answers that you need. This song is very special to me. It is so special to me, and it's not just that it's my first ever song and my first ever video, but it is just such a powerful and very important and seasonal word that a lot of people need to hear, especially in these times. It's also very special to me because I do a lot, I write, I do a lot, but for me, singing is my altar. It is my place of power, and every time I am singing, I feel so deeply rooted, so deeply anchored, rightfully positioned, and I always know that there is a release of uncommon and unusual grace that takes place in my life when I'm singing. And so I know I am at the right place, and I'm at the right place at the right time. Hi, my name is Melody, and I hope that this song provokes you, ministers healing to you, that it ministers deliverance, that it allows you and facilitates an encounter with you and God. And that for many hearts that had been cold for a very long time, that this is going to be that powerful tool that allows you to draw closer into the presence of God. May hard heavens be broken. May the heavens be open over you. May grace be released over your spiritual journey with God. May new love and a new passion and hunger for Him be released over you, that Jesus' name may be fully and completely glorified with this project.
I had a vision of a video whereby it will be able to capture all kinds of people